And then it happened. Snappage alert, snappage alert. The oil was spilt, and there was just sheer snappage on both parts. Hello, and welcome to the Pitchy Podcast. We are your host, Stephanie.
And James.
Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we are passionate about good music and a great vocal. We'll use the vehicle of NBC's The Voice to give you our takes on each contestant. We'll give you our feedback on their voice and their overall performance. Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we will keep it 100 with our feedback and critiques of the contestants' vocals and their overall performance. But what we are never here to do is come for anyone's character or any contestant as a human being. Now, we may come off a little pitchy, if you know what I mean, but we will do our best to speak our truths with love, kindness, and respect. And with that, let us get started with battle night number 3, our final battles night. Now, you may be wondering, James is here. Why is Stephanie doing the intro? I will tell you why. Because James has had a very long weekend of doing a lot of vocal singing. So his voice is a little worn. So we are trying to preserve James's voice so that you can hear what we really want to hear from him tonight. And that is the feedback and the reactions from our performances from tonight. So that is why, if it seems like James is a little bit limited in his vocalization tonight, that is why we are trying to preserve him and get everything out of the feedback that he would love to share while he still has a voice. So, James, how are you this evening? We are so glad you're here.
I am good, Stephanie. Just very tired, very vocally fatigued. Those of you that are singers understand when you are in production, it is nonstop. And I had probably 5 shows, two double shows on Sunday and Saturday, and then a show on Friday. So it is pretty vocally demanding show. But I am here. And then not only did I have a double show, but with the job that pays the bills, I had to get up at 5 a.m. this morning and be at that job and talk literally all day.
See, it's that part. It's the talking of it all after the singing of it all that really, with the voice.
I should have taken a different approach and known that I wasn't going to be able to do it, but I did it and I pushed through, and now I'm just tired. So I'm working from home tomorrow, y'all, and I am just going to probably stay on vocal rest for the most of the day. All right. So let's just jump right in. Let's just go ahead and get to it. Our first pairing tonight was our leak from
yes, it was
Friday. Simone and Iris.
Yes.
And what did they do, Stephanie?
They did a song that prior to Friday I knew nothing of. Past Friday, I don't know how I lived without it. It is Ceilings by Lizzie McAlpine. I hope I'm saying her last name correctly. Ceilings, Lord have mercy. Miss Lizzie, you done wrote a song, Miss Lady.
Ooh. Lyrics are bananas, and really tell the story. So you needed, in my opinion, 2 storytellers to tell the story. And I think Simone and Iris were the perfect singers to sing this song, even though their voices are very different. We learned that Simone is a part of an a cappella group, a very prestigious a cappella group at her school. And Iris is that little town, was the strange girl who marched to a different drum and you can really hear that in their voices. The
Mhm.
first thing that jumped out to me, Stephanie, I was like, there is something about Iris's voice that just makes me feel something. Like it just evokes
Mhm.
emotion. And I can't tell you what
Mhm.
emotion it is. It could be multiple emotions, but I don't know. I don't know if it's the growl. I don't know if it's the grit. I don't know if it's the phrasing. But there's every time Iris opens her mouth for me, I just feel something. Not saying that Simone doesn't, because she does, but Iris, like it's. I don't
Right.
want to say it's a visceral feeling, but it's it's a strong emotion, if that makes sense, right? In her
Yes.
voice.
Yes.
I want to, it's like I want to know more about her because I want to know where this comes from, because it is a gift that she definitely has. Simone has a type of
Mhm.
voice where I could just put that album on, sit back and relax and just let it go. Just
That's
let it go.
right.
As Tony Brown said, let
That's
it
right.
flow. Like it is a voice that you just, it's just so soothing, so relaxing. Um, and
Yes.
my favorite thing that Simone did you notice how when Simone started the song, how it's like it was so delicate, and not delicate
Mhm.
in a weak sort of way. It's like she
Right.
intricately, delicately took her time with her verse. And it
I'm
was
getting
magic.
chills.
It was magic to me.
Yes.
I also love that yodel in her voice, like that. Like I can't even do it because my y'all. Shut up, James. Let me just stop. Let me just stop. I'm not even going to begin to imitate tonight. But there's that yodel, that kind of lead singer of the Cranberries yodel, that kind of Jewel
Yes.
yodel, that
Jewel. Yep.
like that '90s Lilith Fair yodel in her voice, Sarah McLachlan, like that type of voice. I love it. Um, but Iris came in on her verse and like she had me. There's just something. I just was just transfixed with her singing tonight.
Yeah.
I loved how locked in they both were. I felt like they were very locked into the song. I felt like that they were very well rehearsed together, because their blend, like that's how you can tell. Stephanie will tell you, I'm in a show right now where I have three female singers that have completely different voices, but when they come together, it is a blend like you've never heard, and it's just so pure. And that's what I think about Simone
Right.
and Iris have. Like when they were singing together, it was such a gorgeous,
Mhm.
gorgeous blend. That means they had big ears and they were listening to each other and really matching each other's tone and phrasing and just all around tonality. Um, I said, Simone is amazing, but Iris is just different, which is both incredible in their own
Yes.
right. Amazing versus different. Which way you go? I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Mm.
Um, and then I have one more comment I'll give after Stephanie gives hers. So Stephanie, what say you? What is your take?
So I agree with everything you said. I'm just going to illustrate it a little bit more. As far as what the picture that I saw of both of them as they were giving this performance. So Simone was the Disney princess. She was the Disney princess who everyone falls
Mm,
for. And then this time she got her heart
mm.
broken. And she sang it with this kind of wistful light, but almost like, oh my God, like confusion, not even kind of confused devastation. Like,
I'm a Disney princess. I'm not
this
to
is like
have my heart broken, and I'm just
right, like
experiencing this for the first time. Like it's crazy,
this is like a movie that I've seen before that I've never been
right?
in. Like my story never ends like this. Like if anybody's breaking hearts, it's me. It's not him breaking my
Mhm.
heart. Like, oh my goodness, almost like a surprised kind of shock, but like with a little bit of lightness, and that's the confusion. So Iris, however, was like the a little bit edgier, more insecure girl who took a chance on a guy finally. And even though it didn't end the way that she wanted to, and it was heartbreaking. For me, there was still a feeling of there's no regrets. Like, I'm glad that I took the
Because I'm
chance.
saying,
Like, that's the version.
mhm,
Exactly. So that's the story
I
that I
love it.
saw them both
I love it.
telling. Um and the way that they were able to come together and give what I felt were kind of separate takes of this song, but come together so beautifully. The richness of their harmonies, just their togetherness of what they were doing was just breathtaking. It was magical.
Hmm.
Um, and I literally had chills listening to it, like for the fifth, sixth, seventh time, in the last few days. It was just a beautiful song sung by two really different but two really beautiful voices.
Yeah, it really was. I'm glad they picked this one because it wasn't in your face bombastic huge singing, which sometimes they
Right.
always tend to pick
Right.
for the leaks. No,
Mm-hmm.
it was one of those, like I often say, it made you lean in and really listen. Like
Yes.
Stephanie was saying earlier, like she caught the words of this song, and it put her in her feelings, right? So it's
Jesus.
like that's that's
It really did.
that's how impactful this battle was. So because
Yes.
it was a leak, they usually have leaks go a certain way, which they did, which this one did. So Stephanie, which way
Yes.
did it go?
And I needed this one to go in a way of this
Yeah,
way.
it's
So,
pretty.
yes. So Kelsey picked Iris as the winner. And then right before Simone was to proceed across the threshold that would take her home, Bop from Michael Bublé. So Simone is now on Team Bublé.
Gigantic pickup for Buble. I wrote in my notes, and
Oh,
that's why I wanted to
yes.
save my last comment.
Ooh,
I said Simone and
yes.
Michael are going to be a scary combo.
Ugh, I can hear it.
Scary. He is going to pick songs for her or coach songs for her that, because I just, something about the two of them together. It's exactly, I feel like, even though she doesn't sing Michael's music, I feel like a voice like that can sing Michael's music. And it's going to give a whole nother take to the standards. If Michael decides to give her standards, it's going to be quite magnificent. If I hear what I think I'm going to hear, I don't know if Michael's going to do that. I hope he does, because her voice is so unique. Simone's is. I want to hear her sing it's that it's
Hmm.
that it's that flipping of genres that Stephanie and I often talk about that we want to hear. I want to hear Simone's voice on a standard.
And in this portion of the competition, she does not have to sing with anybody else, so he can coach
Mhm.
her
Yep.
solely, which I think is going to be really valuable.
Okay,
Mhm.
great. Wonderful, wonderful kickoff tonight. Our next pairing is Divighn and Dimitrius, the D's, and
The
they did leave the
D's.
door open by Silk Sonic, Anderson Paak, and Bruno Mars.
If you're trying to lay these arms, I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open, girl. I'ma leave the door open.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, got a lot to say about this one. I thought it sounded a little rough in rehearsal. I was a little worried. But then I was like, ooh, coach them, Cynthia. Like, that was my note. I said, coach them, Cynthia. I hope they absorbed, I hope they sponged everything Cynthia was saying. Cynthia was where you doing? Where you at? Like the way Cynthia, that's what Cynthia does so brilliantly. The way she emotes a song,
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's perfection every time it comes out of her mouth, because she gets it. She gets the context. She gets it. It's what singing actors
Right.
do best. They get the context.
Mm-hmm.
They get the genre. They get the story. They get the backstory. They get the front story. They get the story that hasn't happened yet, right? And that's what Cynthia did. then Cynthia said, "Come on, give me some sexy. Give me stop trying to sing it so much. Listen to what Anderson and Bruno did. It was like what she say that you're so cool that you don't even get up to answer the
You
door.
don't even get up. The door. Text them and tell them the door's open.
Like, and she just knows her stuff. I'm thinking vocally, what was wrong with this duet was I don't think either of them. I think both of them, and I could be wrong. So, gentlemen, if you want to write and tell me I'm wrong, but I suspect that they so just wanted to be heard as to what they could do vocally that they missed the whole point of the stripped down. This song is so stripped. Everyone knows Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak can holler, but they don't holler on this song. This song is a completely different approach. And I just think, and so where I'm angry is I don't think Michael should have picked this song for them.
Bingo.
I was very upset with this song choice because both of these gentlemen can sing it down, and I just didn't think it did anything for either of their voices. And I knew, kind of just because I remember both of their auditions, I knew what they were both going to do, and I just thought it was setting both of them up for not being in the best light. And I said, be careful, both of you. Please, when you do runs, you have to do runs in tune. You have to do runs in tune. I could tell that there were problems because I number one, John's face, and number two, Adam's face. I was like, this isn't going too well. Now, there were some really nice moments. I felt every time they did the la 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 la, I'm not going to sing it, y'all, but every time they did the la 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 la, I thought both times they did it, it was divine. It was they listened to each other. There wasn't too much ornamentation, too much vocal gymnastics. I said Adam was listening intently because anytime there's male falsetto singing, Adam's gonna be right, like his ears are gonna like almost turn up. And I said, watch again. I felt like the runs were really where both of them went kind of like off the rails a little bit. You got to stay if you're gonna do a run. Number one, it has to be intentional, and number two, it's got to be in key. In the correct key. And I don't know if it's a situation where they couldn't hear or what. But again, Kelsey gave some of the best advice. She said, you did too much, which caused it to get a little muddy. And I really like that note. I need the two of you to listen to Kelsey's note. Kelsey knows what she's talking about. Even though she is a country singer, Kelsey knows the voice and she knows what sounds good.
That's right.
Okay. Hey, you all. In my delirious tiredness, I got a little X-rated for a second. If I'm being completely transparent with you,
just R-rated, R-rated, R, not X, R.
A little. Okay, I got R-rated. I don't know where my head is tonight, y'all. It's not. Jesus help me.
Lord.
I got a little R-rated with my comment, and so we had to do some editing. That's why Stephanie and I, we had a good chuckle. Okay, to say the least. That's me being conservative. We had a good chuckle.
Almost blew my stomach out. Oh my God!
All right, Stephanie. So, and you all, is the thing that makes me so angry is that both of these gentlemen can sing their face off, and I just felt like they were, and now my voice is cracking. I just felt like they were set up for failure with this song because they're not the type of singers that sing "Leave the Door Open." You give "Leave the Door Open" to BD, okay?
That's right.
You give it to BD, or you give it to RENZO.
Renzo,
Oh, J
yeah.
Ammo. You don't you give it
Yes.
they needed something R&B and big. But that's just me.
You're absolutely correct. So this was actually my watch with me because I knew that there would be some kind of reaction from me once I found out that they were doing this
Right.
song. So if y'all don't know, we're on Patreon for only $5. Once per episode of The Voice, I will record myself watching a performance for the first time, and you will get my real raw reaction. So I decided to pick this one because I just didn't know how it was going to
Right.
go. And like James said, based on the rehearsals, I was a little
Right.
nervous. Now, I do think that they did better than what the rehearsal was giving. I do think that. Do I think that there was some runs that went awry? Yes. Do I think that it was perfect? No. Do I think that they did a good job with the kind of vocalists they are? And I do think so. The answer to that question was yes. I do think that they really listened to Cynthia's notes because it did feel like they were much more laid back. But in that, I don't feel like they were able to be themselves. Interestingly enough, I found like vocally par for par, for better or for worse, they were pretty much equal. So the one factor that I thought was going to be the deciding factor, and I think that it was who looked more
Stage
comfortable
presence.
on
Yeah.
stage. And I think it was the person that ended up being chosen, which is a shame because I know that the other person that did not get chosen has good stage presence at all, but it just did not come across that way in this particular performance. So Michael chose Divighn to move through to the next round of competition, and that unfortunately meant that Dimitrius went home,
Yeah.
which is a loss because he was an incredible vocalist.
I number one, he's a local dude. So we got love for him.
Yes.
Number two, as someone who, was classically trained, I got it, Demetrius. I got it. I get you. I get you. I would love to connect with you if you do watch this, because I'd love to collaborate with you, because as someone who, has a
That'd be
foundation
hot.
classically, but is not singing classical music anymore, I get it. I get it, and
Mhm.
I think you're pretty darn incredible.
Absolutely. Me too.
Okay.
All
So
right.
our next,
Whew.
I call it the Battle of the T's. Now,
Yes.
Trevon, but when I saw Trevon's name, I said, okay, is it Trevon? Because that's what it looked like, but his name is pronounced Trevon. Trevon and
Trevon.
Tyler. And this is my favorite Avril Lavigne song of all freaking time.
It's a damn cold night, trying to figure out this life. Won't you take me by the hand, take me somewhere new? I don't know who you are, but I'm with you.
I knew it was Stephanie. Because Stephanie, you and I, when it comes to music, like, we're usually right there. This is my favorite Avril Lavigne. When I heard that they were doing "I'm With You," I was like, yes. This is by far and away my favorite Avril Lavigne song. And I don't know, maybe I was kind of distracted because I didn't really hear a lot of Trevon in the rehearsal.
There wasn't a lot of him.
But when they started singing, I wrote this 3 times. I said, that boy can sing.
Ooh,
And I wrote it again. I said,
boy.
that boy can sing. And then I was like, 17? I'm going to get it from Trevon. Please, please, please. I know you haven't gotten to lives yet, but please, please, please. I need you to give me some R&B country. You're the one who has to do it, because your voice
He's got
is
to do it.
insane. I said, wow. I do have a complaint, though. I do have a complaint about this battle. I thought this battle did not do Tyler justice. I felt the key was all wrong for her.
It's too high, right? Was it too
I don't know
high?
what it was, but I think it was
Okay.
catered to him 100%. And because Tyler could sing, Tyler was one of my favorite on lines,
Yes.
and I just was like, I said, I love her voice. I'm just weird about this key. I did not like the key for her. I
Yes.
felt like it was really suited for him, and that I just didn't think that was fair. I actually wrote because I'm not sure what it is either. Was it too high, too low? Because she could easily sing it.
Yeah.
I just did not like the key in her voice. Not that her voice sounded bad. I
Same.
just didn't feel like this key brought out what I remember her voice sounding like and being so impressed with it.
I agree.
I feel like
agree.
she was done a disservice, like I said. And then a thought came to me because towards the end of the song, she started to holler a little bit. And Stephanie,
Yeah.
I love the coffee house wail of it all. She has a coffee house wail in her voice.
Yes, she
And
does.
I loved it. I said, and that just, and she also has that angst in her voice that I just love. But that doggone Trevon, Lord have mercy. I don't think he even knows how good he is. Did you hear? I gotta go back and put it in my good ears because the way he came into that song made me sit up and be like, "Oh snap! Are you kidding me? He's a country
That's
singer
right.
singing like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy, Stephanie."
So I'll start with Tyler. I agree with you about the key. There was something, I feel like it might have been too high. It sounded like it was in maybe the original key of the song, which like Avril's original key. And again, the voice band. Y'all can modulate up or down. Y'all can change the keys of songs in order to, and I know that it's and I know that it's difficult when you are dealing with two different artists, particularly male and female, trying to figure out one key that works best for both of them. But yeah, I felt like there was something weird about it as well. For Tyler, I did write "Come On" choice because I felt like she was making some melodic choices that were like, oh, ooh, ooh, and again, like you said, the angst, the yodel, the emotion, the tenderness. She's got a country tilt to her voice as well, and her rendition of this made me think about if Taylor Swift were to do a rendition of this Avril Lavigne song. Like that's the texture that I got from Tyler. Now, Trevon came through, and I was like,
with his 10-gallon hat singing like that. I said,
what you doing sounding grown man? This is a grown man vocal, sir. Young sir. This is a grown man vocal you are giving us. I was like, come on, tone. I was like, come on, stage presence. Come on, raw talent. Come on, grit, holleration you bringing. Come on. Did you hear some of the melodic choices that they were making, even within the harmonies that they were doing? I was like, because it was serving. That's when I felt like that was serving them the best, when they could sing together and pick where their harmonies were to make them both sound the best within the key that they were singing. I was like, I would have never thought to do the harmony like that, but I love it. I love this arrangement. I love how the parts were spread out and how much they were able to do together. And then Mr. Trevon had the grit in his voice. Oh, I was just like, I'm not ready for, and somebody said it, it might have been John, the sharpness of his voice, the way that voice cut. I said, I need to hear more. I need to hear more of you, Mr. Trevon.
Yeah, because honestly, I heard other stuff other than country. I didn't hear country at all. I heard more country from Tyler than I did from him. I don't know what I heard. I heard something. Good. I heard fire. That's what I heard. So who did they pick?
So Adam picked Trevon to move forward, and unfortunately Tyler went home.
Okay. Okay, so oh gosh, this next one is very difficult for me to talk about.
Uh-oh.
J Ammo and Renzo, they did Bob Marley and the Wailers. Is This Love?
Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling?
I said J Ammo has a voice that just makes you it makes you stop whatever you're doing. Like his voice, like who's that singing?
Mhm.
Like his voice is just, it just comes from such a pure, honest, perfect tone to his
Yeah.
sound. I just love it. Here's the thing, Stephanie, though. I loved this is like this was probably to me the biggest stalemate in of the night for me, because I just love what they were both doing in this battle. Personally, I felt that both of
Yes.
their
Yes.
tones were just perfection in a different
Yes.
way. I like that they
Yeah.
captured the whole vibe of the song, and which needed, it's that same vibe, not a different song, but that same more laid back vibe.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Leave the Door Open, but this is a completely different song. And then their harmonies, oh my goodness,
Oof.
it was just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that JMO has Caribbean because he's from Guyana, because he just had a
Yes.
groove, just
Yes.
that people from the Caribbean have, and just I love it.
Yes.
And then I was like, doggone it, Jay, do you have any breaks in your voice? It's just his voice is just one voice. Like it's just from top to bottom. Say like there is no
Right.
breaks. It's just gorgeous from top to bottom. I said it's just insane.
Mm-hmm.
I said Renzo, that, and I call it a rock. He's got that rock nasty to his voice. I said,
Yes.
Renzo, you be killing us with that rock nasty. It's just undeniable. It's just what he just, it's a Steve Perry-esque sound, but he doesn't give it to you
Yeah.
all the time. And I just love, it's
Right.
a rock nasty. I just, oh. And then the last comment I'll say, because it had nothing to do with the performance. It's something that caught my ear that made me a little upset, but I'll explain it for the
Oh.
Patreon.
Oh, okay. All right. So I was very happy with the song
Yes,
choice
great song.
because I thought that it would lend well to both of them. I thought that it would lend well to Renzo's power and his creativity. I also thought that it would lend well to Jay and where he's from, and just we would hear that island, that Caribbean, that we would hear that vibe come out of his voice, and we did, and it was
The
beautiful. I'll start with
Caribbean.
Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was so delicious. There is a brightness to his
Yeah.
voice that is just you could it's almost
Like I said, you like,
palpable. Like yes,
yeah.
it makes you sit up and it perks your ear and it keeps your ear. Great texture, incredible tone, that high tenor deliciousness was just in full display, especially in contrast to Renzo's deeper voice. Oh, it was just so great when they were singing the harmonies together. Again, just a really great song for Jay, especially with it being a little mid-tempo. We got to see some performance quality from him too. That's what I was interested in seeing. How is he going to look on stage? How is he going to move? Was he going to look comfortable? And he did, and it
Yeah.
was fantastic.
So
Then you have Renzo. With his R&B deliciousness, with the rock leaning, kind of reminiscent of Bob Marley himself. There's just a natural holleration and power to Renzo's voice. And I did not like, kind of like Michael Bublé said, there were runs that were different that I did not mind at all. I was like, just give me all the choices because I trust what you're doing, and
Yeah.
every choice that you are making is correct. Not correct, correct.
Oh,
Every choice was correct. He is a superstar. I think Kelsey said it. And if I'm getting these coaches mixed up, I'm so sorry. One of the coaches said there is just a thing, an intangible, a quality, a something that you can't really articulate what it is. It's just there. And RENZO has it. He
yeah.
has it. I love their partnership. Again, I love their harmonies together with RENZO's lower rich tones and Jay's higher tenor. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful rendition of this song.
I was
Is this love?
I was
Is
pretty
this love?
upset
Is
that
this
one
love?
person got sent home. So who won, Stephanie?
Yeah, RENZO.
Mm-hmm. I
RENZO.
thought they both deserved to move on. I only because selfishly I wanted to hear more of Jay.
Yeah, me too.
Because his voice was
Me
so
too.
like he's so impressed us so much during the blinds, and his voice is just it's quality voice. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Yes,
that one hurt me a little bit because I thought they both delivered so
Yeah.
wonderfully. But I get it. I do
Yeah.
get it, definitely. Okay. Our next pairing was Ricardo and Adam. And I was
Yeah.
like, Michael Bublé, you better not do this in sabotaging because I felt like you sabotaged your last pairing to give them the song that you wrote.
Let me go home. I've had my run, baby, I'm done. I've gotta go home.
John, because John's done it and it hasn't, to me, landed as well as I thought it should have. Now,
Uh-huh.
let me start with. Gosh, how do I even start? Okay. I loved how they dapped. Did you see the dap before they sang? Like they literally
I did.
hit that.
I did.
It was a clear like we're in this together.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe Adam's voice. It's one of my favorite voices.
Pro.
It is one of my and I put pro. It is one of my favorite voices of this entire season. It's just I don't even know how to describe it. I'll talk about it a little bit later.
It's honest.
Yeah.
It's an honest voice.
It's just that's the type of voice I like to hear. Can't wait to go back and listen to this one. When Cynthia told Ricardo, asked him, does he sing in another language or Spanish? And it was she needs to coach this on the show. It's just crazy.
She does.
What she got out of him.
Does.
She pulled it all out of him. And then what I love is that Ricardo took the note and did the verse in Spanish, which was monster, but literally almost sang it in the style of mariachi for the rest of the song. And I loved it. I loved what he was doing. I was not bothered by the slower vibrato. I was not bothered by the kind of louder approach that Ricardo took. I actually liked it. I thought it was a really nice contrast to Adam. But then I finally had to type it, Stephanie. Adam's got that oil on his voice. He's just got that oil. Like it's just an anointed voice. And he does those little riff things, those little riff things that are just crazy. They're so subtle and so nuanced. It's just perfect. And I put so much soul, so much life from both of them.
So I'll start with Ricardo. I just like you said, loved Cynthia's suggestion, which turned into a suggestion for the entire performance, which I think was helpful. I do feel that of the two, it was pretty evident that Ricardo seemed a little more nervous, a little less comfortable on stage, probably due to not have been on many stages prior to this experience. And I did feel a little bit distracted with the dynamic
Okay.
that
I'm
he
with you. I'm
brought.
with you.
Just because it was so contrasting to what Adam was doing. So it was really, I really need to listen to this one again, to be honest with you, to really hear vocally all that he was doing, because it just came to my ear as a little pushed and a little bit harsher
Yeah.
than what I was getting from Adam.
Yeah.
I think Ricardo has a great voice. There is a reason why he was saved, why he is on Team Buble. And I love the fact that this song was represented in 2 languages, and the diversity and the beauty of that. When Adam sings, it just sounds like he's having a conversation with all of us. And by the end, he was preaching to us. And I was just like, pass the collection plate, please. I pass the plate. It sounds like Adam is on his 7th album, and I just don't know where they are. Like, he is the pro showing up, you know. I really love how one of the coaches said that he reminded them of Gavin DeGraw, because I did hear that the soul bluesiness of his voice. I think when Adam first did his Blind, I said I liken him to a Billy Joel. There's this soulfulness, there's this conversation quality to the way that these gentlemen sing that I heard in Adam. I love what they did together. I thought that their harmonies together were pretty cool. And for them having really, really different voices, I actually liked the way that they came together, because it just felt like they were together. It felt like you said, from the DAP to the beginning to the very end, it just felt like they were in it together. And I really appreciated that. I really appreciated that about the performance.
So, who got saved?
Adam got saved.
Yeah. I want to go back and listen to this tonight, because if Adam's voice is what I think it is, it's one of my favorite voices this season. Absolutely. It's a crazy voice. All right. So
Yes,
next we came our quick clips. And who did we see?
Oh, too many folk that I really wanted to hear. So first we had from Team Legend, we had Jaqueline George versus Jordan Allen. They sang Islands in the Stream by Dolly and Kenny Rogers. Jaqueline won the battle. So unfortunately, Jordan went home. Yeah, I did hear her hollering it down in the little quick clip that we got. So I figured that she was moving through based on that little clip that we got. The next 2 battles that we did not see all of were from Team Kelsey. The first was Dan versus Jessica, and they sang Good Luck Babe by Chapel Roan. Why would you do this song? It's way too new. I was upset just hearing what the song was, because I was like, first of all, I don't hear this in Jessica's throat. Second of all, this song is very risky to do a very, very, very now song now on The Voice. Exactly. In the end, Dan moved forward and Jessica went home. Last was Robert Hunter versus Paige McKenzie, and they sang a song, Lies, Lies, Lies by Morgan Wallen. Didn't hear much of anything again. Paige made it through. Sorry to see Robert go, because I remember him having a really great voice and a really adorable child.
Okay.
Yep.
Our final performance of the night, I was really hoping that Tinika would. I was like, if they short Tinika, I said, if they short.
I was saying the same thing, James. I was saying the same thing. They better not short her.
If they short Tinika, but they saved Tinika and Conor for the final performance of the night. And Adam Levine came through. He said, you know what? I want to do the Bee Gees, How Deep Is Your Love. PJ Morton Yebba version.
I really need to learn, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be.
I said, yes. I said, Stephanie's going to lose it because we love us some PJ Morton and we love us some How Deep Is Your Love.
Show do.
I don't have many notes for this one because I truly sat back and enjoyed it. I said, come
Yes.
on, Green. That's my first note. Come on, Green.
Come on, Green.
Tinika, we see you. We see you, sis. Come on. You better let them know. You better let the young ones know that
Yes.
us at a certain age we can still slay. Okay?
No,
As
no.
the young ones say.
All
So
day.
come on, Green.
We slay. We slay.
Come on, Green.
We slay. We slay.
I said, Tinika is a pro. Just look at the way she looked at him as he was opening the song. She just was like I can't even do it. I can't even read. It's just a pro. It's just a pro look. It's
Yes.
just a pro look. But Tinika
Pro
always,
look.
I said the joy of singing that comes from that woman. I said,
Yes.
it's just incredible. I said, Conor did that minor off. Conor is he is more than an assassin. He's just a killer.
He's a
Voice
killer.
is a killer.
He's a cold killer.
And I was trying, and as I was listening more to Tinika, I said, who does she sound like? You know, she sounds like, think of Peebo Bryson and Regina Bell. She has a very Regina, like, you know, the Whole New World, but
yes.
the black version.
Oh,
with Peebo and Regina.
a whole new
Yeah. She has that
Yes.
Regina Bell sound. I love it.
Oh, I love
it.
that.
I said, did you see that? Did you see her oil splash on him?
Oh, I
It's
did.
like,
Did I ever?
splashed on him.
Did
And then that was it. That was all. That was all she wrote. I said, "What a great song! What a great battle! Just singers singing songs.
Singing.
What
Yes.
they call flat-footed singing. That doggone Conor can sing anything, and his voice does anything he tells it to do. He wills that
That's
voice,
right.
and I'm just like, yo, how'd you just do that, yo? And then you followed it up with that, and then oh my gosh, you had the nerve to put the cherry on that. As a Conor's ridiculous. He is ridiculous.
Crazy.
But that all
crazy.
rubbed off on him because
It
Tinika,
sure did.
she's just special. She was saying, I will not be denied. I will not be. You better manifest it. She ain't going home.
I ain't going home. She said, I love Conor, but I ain't going home yet.
Yeah. Wow. What a performance. Singer singing songs, y'all. Oh, to watch the joy on that woman's face.
Ooh, pure joy. I don't even know who to start with. Let's start with Conor.
Well, let's start with how you probably lost your shizzle when they announced the song and the version.
No, because I had known it before because I listened to the little before they hit commercials, and they said, "We are living in a world of fools." I said, I said, how deep? Hallelujah. How deep? Oh my gosh. And I said, I know exactly. And knowing the two of them, and I was like, they ain't doing no Bee Gees version. I know that for sure. Okay, y'all, my allergies is bothering me, so I would get through this as best as possible. Conor, your tone, your choices, the take your time of it all. He entered in with that first verse, and it was just take your time. He has this stylized quality to his voice that is not a negative. It is an asset. it is a key asset, because exactly like you said, he can do whatever he wants with his voice, and he can make it sound however he wants it to sound. And it's such a gift. Come on, range. Come on, come on, falsetto. I was like, sang, sir. The holleration of it
Mhm.
all. I was like, my ears are not deceiving me. I know that, but I can't believe what I'm hearing. And then Miss Tinika comes in, and I'm just like, the pure R&B worship leader, alto deliciousness of it all. Oh my goodness, the richness, the quality, the sheer just the quality of the vocal that was coming out of her
Mhm.
throat was like, why are you not on your 8th album, ma'am? I know you done sang backup for some folk and whatnot. I'm sure you probably lead worship at your church, but why are you not on your 9th album? Because I don't understand with what's coming out of your throat. And then it happened. Snappage alert, snappage alert. The oil was spilt, and like it was like the last 20 seconds of the song, the last 15 seconds. And there was just sheer snappage on both parts. And what made it so awesome was that they were both snapping, but like in a way that I wasn't just focused on one person. I was focused on them
Oh,
both. Like they were snapping in tune with each other, and in unison, not even in unison, in harmony with each other. But it was just like the whole the all shifted the atmosphere, and there was snappage, and I was just like, oh, you ready for this, Conor? Have you ever felt this before, bro? Because she actually took you to another level. You was
really
already here,
did.
and then
She
that just took
really
it to a
did.
whole nother level. And it was powerful. It was powerful. And this is not a song. Look, listen, but we talk about how deep is your love. We could take that in a whole bunch of ways. And that's the way that it went, because even Bublé had to say that the spirit was in the building. And I said, yes, it is, sir.
Can't
Yes, it
deny
is,
it.
sir. Absolutely. It was an incredible performance, and it was a great performance to end the battles with.
Yeah. Perfect. It was just two pros, incredible. Just like I said, I just sat and enjoyed it.
Yes.
I have
It's so
anything to
good.
talk about. I was like, I love it.
Yep. I love it. I love it. I love it.
So who won?
So this was a hard one for Adam. He was really, 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 really like torn up about this, because he really did want to keep them both. I believe him. I believe the struggle he was
Mhm.
in. In the end, he chose Conor as the winner, but Miss Tinika said, I'm not going anywhere, even though she was headed out. But Miss Kelsey said, I got the steal. Sis, you coming on my team. Sis, you gonna win with me, sis. So Tinika is now on Team Kelsey. Praise the Lord.
I love it. I
Hallelujah.
love it.
I
Oh,
love it. I love
come
it. I love
on,
it.
Kelsey. You want to
Yes.
talk about
Yes.
huge, the biggest pickup? I
Probably the
love how
biggest
they
pickup of
kept
them all.
referencing
Yeah.
back. Remember, Tinika was a no chair turn. She got saved. I love it.
Absolutely.
She,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah, what an amazing,
Mhm.
amazing story. So, Stephanie, tell them what they need to hear.
So don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Pitchy Podcast on your favorite podcast platform. And while you are there, please leave us a 5-star rating and a kind review so more friends can find us. And if you are listening to the podcast, hop on over to YouTube so you can see us. Search for The Pitchy Podcast and hit that subscribe button so you know when we drop a new video. Don't forget that we are on Instagram and TikTok at The Pitchy Podcast, and we are also on Blue Sky at thepitchypodcast.bsky.social for new episode alerts, episode clips, and so much more. Y'all don't want to miss the Patreon this week. Y'all don't want to miss it. It was funny. It's probably the realest. Don't look for tea, but it's probably the realest you'll ever see us. There's bonus content. There is a watch with me, which I described before. So much content. I even come to y'all sometimes after we get our Friday leak, just to chat about it. I had to chat about the Friday leak, y'all, because that had me in my feelings. So if you want to join us on Patreon, $5 per month for additional content. We hope that those of you who are patrons enjoy, and we hope that more of you will join us.
Good night, lovely folk. Until we meet again. Next week we start the knockouts. I can't wait. It's gonna as I say every year, the knockouts, it's gonna be a bloodbath. A lot of good people are gonna get sent home, and I don't like it one bit. But such is the voice, right?
It's
All
time.
right, bye everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.